All right, so let's work your mind. Let's get back into another installment of the this or that. From the card game, would you rather? Would you rather do this? Would you rather do that? I mean, the card game itself it's got its own rules and its own game or whatever, but I just get the cards. I think they're so fun, and I think it gets to work and engage your mind a little bit. So just a this or that. Would you rather? I'm going to read them off the card, and we could just kind of break it down and see what makes the most sense. Some of them are so difficult, so let's see what we get. So here we go. Would you rather, A, all your pants are corduroy bell bottoms, or all your shirts are polyester tube tops? Or we'll just say like polyester shirts. I mean, I guess tube tops would be for the ladies. But nonetheless, let's just kind of break it down. Why are we hating on corduroy to begin with? So I kind of don't know about this question. I think corduroy's amazing. Now, bell bottoms, that's going to be a lot. I know even the boot cut, I'm just like, I know, even when that darn Marc Jacobs started with the rebringing the bigger pant back, yes, we grew up in the 90s, like we get it from then. I was like, no, this can't come back. And by the way, it doesn't really affect me as much because I'm thinking in my head, well, if I'll tell you what would make me mad. If I had, and I don't, but if I had this perfect body, right, and I had the 8-pack abs, the thighs are looking, good. I would not be okay with like big and baggy is the style that's coming back. I would not be into it. Now, bell bottoms aren't baggy, but they're basically coming away from fitted clothes. That's what I'm saying. I would be real mad. Luckily, I'm not that mad because I don't have this problem. But I would be really, really mad if I went and I was like, oh, now all the things that are really like, what to purchase, it's all like bigger is the style. And I'd be like, no, I didn't work this hard in the gym, I mean, obviously you could still tell somebody who's in great shape, but like they get eaten up sometimes with the big clothes. So I don't know. Yes on the corduroy part, no on the bell bottoms, right? A polyester shirt. Now, I'm not going to say, it says tube top. I'm going to say just like a polyester shirt. I mean, I think that could be funky in a way. I know this is like really trying to come at like an era, like maybe a 70s era. But I think I would go with, out of these two choices, would you rather all your pants are corduroy bell bottoms or all your shirts are polyester? No, I need the freedom with the t-shirts to do what I want to do. Now, I'll do the corduroy, and then I'm going to have to like cut them or hem them or take them to a tailor because the bell bottom part will just, it'll eat me up in proportion, because it'll be like chubby belly with the bell bottom. Who said that looks good? Nobody. So it doesn't look good, so we can't do that. But that's number one of the would you rather. Feel free to answer also. So again, would you rather all your pants are corduroy bell bottoms or all your shirts are polyester? So yeah, I don't know. Let's see. All right, here's another one. Would you rather A, have every argument decided by a medieval joust, or B, in a gladiator battle? I feel like gladiator battle would probably be the answer off top, but the medieval regalness maybe would be cool. But I think, Gladiator was a wonderful movie. You could kind of like channel back into that. And I think like that's just such an epic battle. So I guess that would be it. But yeah, these are different ways to take on your arguments. But again, of the would you rathers, would you rather A, have every argument decided by a medieval joust, or B, in a gladiator battle? So yeah, I don't know. Okay, so here is a marriage relationship one. Would you rather A, be married to someone who loads the toilet paper backwards, or B, someone who leaves their hair on the shower wall? So once again, would you rather be married to somebody who loads the toilet paper backwards, or B, someone who leaves hair on the shower wall? It would be rude to be upset with hair on the shower wall. I feel like that's bad karma because yes, you don't want that to happen. But then you just start to think, you say, if I start talking about, because, I don't think you play with hair loss. You never heard me make a joke about hair loss. People are like, oh, nope. It's bad karma. So to judge somebody on the hair, no, now maybe you would hope that they would want to clean it or don't forget, but that's also, it's okay. What was the other one? Let me read it again. Oh, so yes, this one is going to be obsolete to me because what it's saying, and it's giving an implication, be married to somebody who loads the toilet paper incorrectly or backwards. Who is to say that your way is the right way? You know how many times I get critiqued because I put the toilet paper. Okay, so there's the toilet paper from the top, which everyone feels like it's correct, which it's not. I talk about this all the time. Got many episodes devoted to it, or from the bottom. Yeah, so you're like pulling it up or you're pulling it down. So that is not, no, that's not enough. So, oh wait, so that means I don't have an answer. Because I'm kind of saying both are okay. Can't judge the hair thing, but the hair thing is gross. But you can't judge the hair thing because, like I said, it's bad karma to ever judge. Like, oh, get your hair, you got to, because then you're going to get your hair, it's going to start thinning, and you're going to be like, I know where that came from. But so I guess we're going to have to go with that one because the toilet paper, that is all a personal decision. Again, you know how many times I get the commentary like, oh, because I am one, and I'm going to tell you where it came from. Have you ever been so cheap, okay, the money was not good, or you had to get toilet paper? You know, the toilet paper, there's the 2-ply. Well, it's less than that. It's even less than the 1-ply, so to speak. Well, when you get that cheap toilet paper, as I've had to struggle, because the struggle bus has been for some time, which is why you could support by going to patreon.com/randomly Ronnie Jr. How many times I got to tell you? Because that is a financial way where I could start buying better toilet paper. But here is the point. There has been times, many a times, where I had to get the toilet paper that was cheaper. So again, not the strong 2-ply, not the 1-ply regular, but the really just almost like air practically. It just barely does the job. You got to really grab a bunch, and then you stick it there and whatever. And then it goes in the toilet. What a journey for that piece of paper, right? But what I'm saying is, for me, I got so used to loading it from the bottom rather than the top, and that was because if that thin toilet paper was from the top, you start to try to get it from the top, and you try to go like this, you try to like grab it, and it would rip every time, versus from the bottom, it did not. So by those years of that struggle, my natural thought is to always load it going down, not up, going down. So I get very defensive over this one. So that's why this one is a very difficult question. Would you rather be married to somebody who loads the toilet paper backwards or someone who leaves the hair on the shower wall? I have to go and be defensive about it and say, even though I said really nice things about the hair and you never judged, I'm going to say hair is the boo to that one. That's the problem, because you're never going to tell me that there's a proper way to do the toilet paper. And no one's really given me an answer on this, the only way that the toilet paper could be sort of like okay is if you can present an idea, and I'm sure there is an actual factual thing here where the toilet paper, if you do it loaded from from the top versus from the bottom, it's like I don't know if there's like a better sanitation element to it. If there was something like that, I can get it. But just for sheer, oh, this is how it should go. I mean, you're not grabbing the thing and doing like a you're not in a parade, and like twirling a baton, like, woo, look at the streamer. Like no. Get the toilet paper, load it from the bottom. But even to this day, I always load it from the top now because I get so tired of people telling me it's the wrong way. How do you know? I do it right, and millions of people do it wrong. That's a factual thing. I don't even care. Like, that's actually could be a possibility that I'm the only one well, I'm not the only, because there are people who do like the toilet paper from the bottom as well. However, I don't care that I'm not in the bigger number. I just know that I'm right, and that's always important. So yeah, I cannot, for better judgment, I cannot choose that one. So I'm going to be choosing the hair one, unfortunately. And you know what? I should probably take this hat off, so I got to like make sure my hair doesn't have an issue later. Yeah, I'll probably choose the hair one just by basis of elimination. All right, let's break down a couple other this or that would you rather from the card game. Okay, so let's see. Would you rather spend the night with your celebrity crush but never see them again? Spend the night. Okay, so a little boom, chicka boom, boom kind of vibe, all right? Or have a long text friendship with them but never meet in person. Well, that's we got the answer right there. First of all, we're not going to put all the priority on them being like, like out of your reach. We could have the confidence that we're how do you know we're not the prize? But the point is, let me tell you something. It's like with the text messaging and the endless text messaging. Yeah, no. What the two choices of this would you rather is like ultimate texts all the time, forever, but never really meeting the person, or having one good night. Yeah. No, you have the one good night. Absolutely, right? Like, it's kind of, yeah, I'm not somebody who loves endless, like, communication that isn't real communication. The how are you doing? Hey, what are you doing? Like, I know. And so if I had to choose the two of the would you rather, like, I'm not saying like I'm jumping to get into like, ooh, here's an erotic situation with whoever, your celebrity crush. But the point is, I like things to be more tangible and real in that way. Endless text communication, and you never even get, I mean, at least if this card had the question where at least it was something along the lines of you were getting to maybe FaceTime, so at least there's like you could like see, you could do a little, whatever. Well, you could do a lot with the FaceTime, but you see what I'm saying. I'm just gonna be. Oh wait, it's not. You don't even get to be on the phone. Just text. Oh, that's like you're having the text relationship with yourself, really, because then you're starting to like build your own conclusions on that correspondence. No, that one was an easy one. The answer will not be the endless text messages. It will be one good night where you make it count. You make it count. The question is, who is that celebrity crush? Because it could be a lot of people. I wonder if we could make a alteration to that card and bring in all your celebrity crushes into the bed that same one night. But this is just, we got to think of the things. We got to think of options. So I'm going with that one. Of the would you rathers, yes, we're getting that one special night. So you better get your calisthenics in and stretch and drink lots of water because, it's going down. You got to maximize. You got to like enjoy yourself. So I would say you'd go with that one. Okay, so this is a fun one. Would you rather A, marry someone who signs you up for couples therapy retreats, so couples therapy but like a retreat, or B, someone who signs you up for marathons? So would you rather marry someone who's the type that's going to sign you up for couples therapy retreats, or the type of person who's going to sign you up for marathons? I feel like that's a pretty good one. I'm leaning towards the marathons because inherently it's something to do. It's not putting all like the deeper emotional like things, and this is to say the relationship needs work or whatever. But I think that sometimes you could, by doing, you don't necessarily always have to do the therapy type stuff. I am very much a big supporter of the therapy idea for sure. But at the same token, it's like, I think you can get a lot of that from the marathons. It's something to build with. It's something in connection. The only thing you probably lose out on is, you'll probably learn a lot of like, different types of communication tools at the therapy retreat, the couples therapy retreat. The only thing that I think you're really missing, because I think you could do a lot of that also on your own, training for a marathon, is like, it's you're kind of working those tools already. But where you're really missing out is the retreat, making it like to be around other couples, other like-minded couples. But then again, with the marathon, you'd be around other like-minded, athletes, and there's something really valuable to that. So I think your first inclination would be like, oh, it's of the would you rathers, it's absolutely couples therapy retreats. It's something that's optimistic. It's something that's like building a strong bond with the relationship. But I kind of feel like, because I was asking this question once, it was like, would you rather be like one of the most talented musicians or one of the most talented dancers? And I think when we think of monetizing, we think like, oh, of course, like musician, because it's just like it plays larger and kind of is a career more so. Not that dance isn't a career, but taking away career, I think here's a great example. Most times, maybe I could be wrong about this, but most times you could be an amazingly talented musician, but you could also have like things to work out, some problems to kind of work out. Whereas with the dancer, it's such a connect. This is why I relate it to the marathon thing. It's such a relationship with body and that health component. As I say a lot, it's like, I've struggled with the weight, the big and the thinner, et cetera, the back and forth. But it's like, I don't think we understand or talk enough about like just how valuable it is, just how valuable like being in shape and what that does, even like, the chemistry of the body. So yeah, I had said that. I was like, yeah, it would be weird. Like, what skill set would I rather have? Be a musician. Oh my God, you could sing. Oh my gosh, you can, play an instrument, which I like, but I think I would choose the dancer. Just because I feel like it's so well-rounded of the person. So I think in this regard, couples therapy, sure, fantastic. But getting together with your partner and doing a marathon, that's got that long term building those tools, and even maybe not like hammering in on the stuff that becomes overwhelming as well. You're kind of getting the same effect, and you're doing it on a positive scale versus like, let's break down some of the problems. Not that that's what is done in therapy. Obviously, there's other stuff too. But yeah, no, I think I would go with that. I think I would absolutely go with the marathon on that Would You Rather. I'll read it again just so you could have the question and kind of marinate it in your mind on what you would choose. Would you rather A, marry someone who signs you up for couples therapy retreats? But by the way, they probably shouldn't sign you up by themselves. Like, shouldn't that be a couple's decision? Or B, someone who signs you up for marathons? So yeah. All right, this one's fun. I guess this is kind of like the wedding and relationship area of these cards. Would you rather have to officiate every friend's wedding, or would you rather have to DJ every friend's wedding? You know, music is fun. Music creates the scene, the environment. If I'm thinking about a union between people that I care about, I think the officiating would be more for me. I think officiating is a very special, like the DJing is the reception, it's the big vibes, you remember every song, you brought everyone together. But the most intimate of the wedding a lot of times is when, you know, you see everyone is dressed so beautifully, you see the happy couple, and if you could be in there, much like, you know, the career that I'd worked, you know, it was radio, it's like communication. It's like the ultimate level of communication and bringing people together at a very joyous moment. That moment is so deep. So I would go with the officiating. In fact, I've always thought that would be something I would get into at some point, just even like take the courses like and become an officiant is the word. Because there's something really special about that, especially that like sometimes like marriages are, you know, like, you know, big divorce rates and stuff of that nature. And I just think there is you to be there in that special moment and give your best wishes that this is, you know, the person they'll be with forever. I think that's great. And if you could be in that, whereas the DJing at a wedding is like, that could be so fun. You could curate a created playlist that's like so for them, those lifelong memories, wonderful. But it's more of a party and it's more fun. And I think I would lean towards on this one being an officiant because it's a little more special. But that's a really tough one. Which one would you rather? That's why the game is called Would You Rather. Anyways, there's just a couple questions of the Would You Rathers. Kind of tough, right? I mean, you're not wrong or right, but it's just like a fun thing to do. I think it engages your mind a little bit, wakes you up, and then on with the rest of your day kind of thing, or evening or whatever. But yeah, would you rather? Would you rather? Would you rather listen to me for 5 more minutes? The answer is no, because I'm done, I'm tired. Or would you rather support my Patreon, which is patreon.com/randomlyronnie Jr. The answer is Patreon, okay? Because I'm in charge here. Would you rather? Hit the comments as well. Anyways, that's it for now.